Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope all of you are doing good. So guys, today we'll be looking at the lecture 3 of KVPY SX that is meant for the 12th standard people. Okay. So in today's class, we'll be looking at calculus 1, which contains questions from set, relation and function. Majorly we'll focus a lot on functions because that is going to be important for your exam. Okay. So let us get started. But before that, for those who do not know me, my name is Shimon Joseph and I'm a math master teacher at Vedantu. I've been teaching for almost 6 years now, mentoring over 5,000 amazing students like all of you. And when I was like you, I too prepared for JEE Mains, JEE Advanced and KVPY, and I cleared some of them as well. So guys, before getting into the session, there are some important things which I would like to tell you. The first thing is you should be noting down the schedule for the week. So this is for the 11th standard students because I know some of you might be from 11th. You guys can note down the schedule and go through the videos whenever you are free. And they will contain questions from previous year's KVPY and the approach you have to take is discussed in those videos. Okay. So please do check out and learn something useful. Okay. Let's move forward guys. And SX, this is the schedule. As you guys can see, you have classes of maths, physics, chemistry and biology as well because NEET students can take physics, chemistry, biology instead of maths. Okay. And those who are preparing for advanced, you guys can choose any three, whichever you like. Either maths, physics, chemistry, or you can choose maths, physics, biology also. Depending on whatever you like, you can attempt the paper, but you should be comfortable with 3 subjects. Okay. Good. So let us move forward guys. And this is the Telegram group link. If you would like to connect with all of us at Vedantu, please do check out this link and join. Telegram is similar to WhatsApp, wherein we post questions to students and students discuss solution among themselves. You have a lot of friends from all over the country, so you can post and discuss with them. And we have a large crowd of students already present. So if you want to be a part of it, do check it out. We would love to have you there. Okay. And like I always say, do like, share and subscribe so that we'll be motivated and we will bring out the best of content for all of you. Now let us get into the session. That's what we are here for. The first question is right on your screen. Please do try it out guys. I always start with an easy question. I'm sure you guys must be aware of it now. So try it out and let me know what is the approach in the comment. Okay. So I will read out the question for you and I will explain it so that you guys can give it a good try. So here they're asking what is the midpoint of the domain of the function f of x, which is given like this. And x belongs to real. Okay, so first I need to find out where the function is defined. That is what my domain is all about. I need to figure out at what x value there is no problem for me. Getting it? So those valid points of x put together will form my domain. As simple as that. So let us try to solve this question. So guys, if you want to try it out, please pause the video and try it. That is what I would prefer, and that is always good because when you try to break your head and crack it and then you come and see the solution, you will appreciate it. You will know where you went wrong and you will never make the same mistake again. Are you guys able to follow? Good. So now let me start solving the question. If you have any doubts, you can always post it down in the comments. I will get back to you. The midpoint of the domain. So domain means what? I should check where the function is defined. So first thing which I notice is outside root is there. So my 4 minus square root of 2x plus 5 must be greater than or equal to 0. Because we have studied from lower classes that for square root to be defined, whatever is inside the square root must be greater than or equal to 0. That means it has to be either positive or at the least it can be 0. Getting it? So that is why I have written this expression. But wait a minute guys, this is not all. This is fine for the outer root, but there is one more root inside. No? We have to account for that also. So the inner root, which is 2x plus 5, that also has to be defined. So 2x plus 5 should also be greater than or equal to 0. So x should be greater than or equal to minus 5 by 2. This is the first inequality that I get. Are you guys able to follow? Brilliant. So after that it is quite easy. Now I'll have to solve this one. So I can say my 4 is greater than or equal to square root of 2x plus 5. Okay. Guys, I hope all of you are comfortable with inequalities. So here we have a positive number on the left hand side and we have a positive number on the right hand side. Why positive? Because square roots are always going to give you output which are positive only. Square root will always give you output which is positive. Therefore, I know this is positive greater, positive smaller. So I can square it and still the inequality will remain intact. What do you mean by remain intact? The inequality will not change. So even if I square, it will become like this. So my x will be less than or equal to 11 by 2. I hope that is clear to you. So 16 minus 5 will be 11. This 2, if it goes down, will be 11 by 2. So this should also be satisfied and this should also be satisfied because both are present, right? So both must be satisfied simultaneously. So what is the common solution I will get? I will get the common solution as x belonging to minus 5 by 2, 11 by 2. This is the solution for our question. I hope everyone is clear with that. Okay guys? Good. Now let's try to see what is the midpoint. So as you can clearly see, the midpoint will be minus 5 by 2 plus 11 by 2 by 2, which will be how much? 6 by 4, which will be 3 by 2. I hope all of you have got it. What is midpoint, guys? Midpoint is nothing but x1 plus x2 by 2. So this is x1, this is x2. Starting point, ending point divided by 2. Average of starting and ending is going to be my midpoint. So average of starting and ending is going to be my midpoint. So minus 5 plus 11 will be plus 6 by 2 by 2. So it will be 6 by 4, which will be 3 by 2. All of you got it? Very simple, right? Please go through it. Probably I'll go to the sites. And do we have a 3 by 2 in the option? Yes, we do have a 3 by 2 in the option. That will be the right answer for this question. And guys, this was asked in KVPY 2012. Can you believe that? It's a very simple one, right? Easy marks. These are the questions you should target for. So when you get the paper, you have to go through the questions and look at the easy ones and pick them. And guys, please be aware of the fact that your KVPY exam is going to be a computer based exam. So prepare accordingly. So it is not going to be like your usual pen and paper based exam wherein you can see all questions at a time. It is not like that. You have to go click on questions and look at it one by one. So get accustomed to that soon. Okay, good. So please take a screenshot or take notes of whatever I've done if you find anything new. Otherwise, we will move forward, guys. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. I'm going to erase it because only then I can move to the next slide. Let's go ahead. So let us see what is the answer. The answer is 3 by 2, which is perfectly what we got. Now, the next question that I brought for all of you is right over here on your screen. Probably I'll move away so that you guys can see the full question. So here is the question. Which of the following intervals is a possible domain of the function given over here? Okay, where box of x is greatest integer function and curly braces is going to represent your fractional part of x. Okay, I hope all of you can see the question. Probably you can take a screenshot and then try it out. Okay, perfect. So guys, here we are again focusing on functions. Today's class, it's all about functions and domain, range and all those questions. So first question was also domain. Even this question is domain, but here we are looking at logarithmic function. The previous case we saw at square root function. Square root function has its own definition. What is that? The quantity inside must be positive or at least 0 for it to be defined. Okay. Here we have log. So you have to go back to log definition. How is log function defined and when is it defined? All that you have to think about it. Not only the base, you also have to look at the number. Okay, so you have to look at both and then check it out. So before we get started, I will give you some hints so that you can maybe pause the video after that and then give it a try. Okay. So let me give you some hint. The hint which I would like to give is, so when you have, let's say, log of b to the base a, what are the conditions on log, guys? When is it defined? All these parameters are quite important. You should be understanding how it works. So let's try to focus on that. First thing is, my b should be greater than 0. So whatever number I have over here, it has to be always positive. It cannot be 0 or it cannot be negative. If it is positive, I am happy. If I am log, I am happy with positive b. Clear? So that is the only condition on b. So that is done. Okay. Now let's focus on a. As I said, the base is also important, and I am sure all of you are aware of that. Now what is the base? Base has to be either between 0 to 1 or base has to be greater than 1. Okay. These are the two rules which your base must follow. That's it. Only these two things, guys. If you know these two things, this question is done just like that. And that is what I'm going to show all of you. Okay. So let us get started. So if you want to try, now is the right time to pause it and try it out on your own, because I'm going to discuss the solution right now. So let us get started. The first thing is, I noticed that I have fractional part of x here. So fractional part of x can be taking values from 0 to 1. Fractional part of x can be taking values from 0 to 1. But think about it. Can GIF of x take values from 0 to 1? Can GIF of x take value 0 to 1? Because if x is taking 0 to 1, GIF of x will be 0. So if GIF of x is 0, then log this base will be 0. How can the base of log be 0? Look at it. It is not having equality, right? So 0 to 1 interval is pakka wrong. I cannot have x lying between 0 to 1. So of course first option is wrong. Okay. Now next thing is, can GIF of x be 1 at the base? GIF of x cannot be 1. Why it cannot be 1? Because if GIF of x is 1, what will happen? If GIF of x is equal to 1, what will happen? The base will be 1, right? Can the base be equal to 1? Look at the definition. Can the base be equal to 1? No. Base can never be equal to 1. So GIF of x can never be equal to 1. So x cannot belong to 1 to x cannot belong to this interval 1 to 2, because in the interval 1 included to 2 not included, GIF of x will be 1. So GIF of x, if it is 1, this is not valid. This base will not be valid. Therefore, GIF of x cannot be 1. It cannot lie between 1 to 2. So this is also wrong. Okay. Now the next thing which I would like to discuss is, look at this one. Here what do we have? In the base we have fractional part of x. And guys, base can never be 0. Look at here. Base can never be 0, isn't it? Therefore, when will fractional part of x be 0? Fractional part of x will be 0 at integer points. So this can never be 0, which implies x can never belong to integers. X can never belong to integers. That is something super interesting, because in the last option, that is 3 to 5, there is one integer silently sitting inside. What is that integer? 4. So there is one integer which is silently sitting inside. Not many of us will recognize it if you are in a hurry. Okay. So this is also wrong. Why is that wrong? 3 to 5 is wrong because 4 is an integer which is inside. So if 4 is taken in the place of x, fractional part of x is 0. So this will be creating problems. Are you guys able to understand? That is why this option is also wrong. So we are left with only one, and that is 2 to 3. Now 2 to 3, you see, both are not included. So integers are not present. Integers are not present. And between 2 to 3, GIF of x will be equal to 2. So if GIF of x is equal to 2, what do you get? You get log of fractional part of x into GIF of x 2 plus log of fractional part of x GIF of x 2. So this is properly valid because between 2 to 3, fractional part of x is defined and it is not going to be 0, it is not going to be 1. So no problem. So this is defined, this is also defined. So 2 to 3 is not creating any issues. That will be my answer for this question. And guys, of course, this question has to be solved with the help of options. You cannot go directly. So directly, what can you conclude? You can say that your x cannot belong to integers. That is one conclusion you can say. And your base cannot be 0 or 1. And the other thing is, your number here should be always positive. So So these are the few conclusions which you can make. Apart from this, you cannot arrive at pinpoint answer. You have to work with the options. Is that clear to everyone? Perfect. So option C is going to be my answer. Please go through it, take some time. And if you have any doubts or questions, please do post them down as comments. I will try to get back to all of you. Okay? Good guys. Let's move forward then. Let's move to the next question and see what else we have got in store. So the next question for all of you is right over here. Okay, before that, the answer. Option C is correct. I hope you guys got it. Let's move to the next one. So this is the next question for all of you. Again from functions. So this is under composition of functions. There's a topic called as composition of functions, right? So here I'm going to play around with that. So let me move to the side so that you guys can see the complete question. So I have f of x is a function which is defined as x plus 1 by x minus 1 for all x not equal to 1. Because if x is equal to 1, then your x minus 1 will create issues, right? So I don't want that. So x is not 1, that is, it's not part of the domain. Now f1 of x means f of x. f2 means what? f of x. So likewise f3 of x means what? f of x. Getting it? So that is what I meant by composition. So don't think this 2 means differentiation. I'm not going there still. This 2 means f of x. Clear? Likewise, generally you can do this. Now, if p is equal to f1 of 2, f2 of 3, f3 of 4, f4 of 5 multiplied, then which of the following is a multiple of p? So very simple question, although at first when you look at it, you tend to feel it is a tough question. And guys, let me tell you, it is not at all tough. You can give it a try. You will observe something. Just pause the video, try it out, figure out something and then come back. Okay? Because directly if you see the solution, you will feel it is very easy. You will feel it is a very easy question disguised in a different manner. Okay? But I would appreciate it if all of you take some time, try it on your own and then come back. That is always going to be beneficial for you guys. So yeah, let us see the answer now. Let's try to solve this question, shall we? So please pause it and try it out. Let's get started. So the first one is, I want to observe a pattern. So whenever a question like this is given, there will be some pattern, guys. See, f of 2 is there, that is f of x. 3 is there, 4 is there. I can't keep doing that 4 times, right? Look at the function. Does it look very simple? Can I keep doing it 4 times? That will take a lot of time. So what I do initially is, let me just first find 2 and see if there is any pattern attached to it. So I know f of x is like that. So what is f of x? f of x is nothing but x plus 1 by x minus 1 plus 1 by x plus 1 by x minus 1 minus 1. Are you guys able to follow? Because f of x is what? f of x means in place of x I'll put f of x. In place of x I'll put f of x. Okay? That is what I have done here. So let me simplify it further. So what will I get? I'll get 2x by x minus 1 divided by 2 by x minus 1. So if I cancel both, I will get x as my f of x. And what is f of x? It is f2 of x. Very simple, right? That's it. Just finding 2 itself, my question is done. Because what is f3 of x? f3 of x will be f of x. What will be f4 of x? f4 of x will be x. That's it, over. So put it back here. What is f1 of 2? f1 of 2 is 2 plus 1 by 2 minus 1. 2 plus 1 by 2 minus 1. f2 of 3. f2 of x is what? It is x. f2 of x is x. So f2 of 3 will be 3 only. Done. Directly 3. f3 of 4. f3 is what? f3 is equal to f of x. So I'll go back to f of x definition. What number I should substitute? I should substitute 4. So 4 plus 1 by 4 minus 1, which will be 5 by 3 into last one is what? f4 of 5. What is f4? f4 is again x. So f4 of x is equal to x. So f4 of 5 will be equal to 5. That's it, over. So 3 cancel. You will have 3 into 5 into 5 divided by 1, which is 75. So my P is actually 75. Which of the following is a multiple of 75? Let me move this here. Which of the following is a multiple of 75? Is 125 a multiple of 75? No. Is 250 a multiple of 75? Absolutely not. 147? Of course not. So the answer is 375, because 375 is nothing but 75 into 5 times. Getting it? Very easy, right? Initially, I am sure some of you might have felt it is a very hard question and there is some really good concept attached to it, but there's nothing, guys. You just need to observe pattern, and luckily for us, in the second step itself I get X. So it's very easy for me to proceed further. Okay? If you have any doubts here, please do let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. But please do go through all of this, guys. Go through all of it and maybe take notes or take a screenshot so that you can refer to it later slowly. Okay? Perfect. So let us move to the next question. I will pause it and remove this so that I can move forward. Let us go ahead. So let's check the answer for this one. The answer for this one is 375, just like what we have solved. Now let's move forward. Let us look at the next one. Now this is a very interesting question. What do we have here? We have, let f of x be a non-negative. What do you mean by non-negative, guys? Can you all tell me what is meant by non-negative? Non-negative means it cannot take negative values, but it can take 0 and positive. Are you guys able to appreciate that? It can take 0 and positive values. That is what we mean by non-negative. Differentiable means what? It is going to be smooth. So between 0 to infinity, this function is going to be smooth, such that my f of 0 is 0. Clear? So at 0 the functional value is going to be 0. Now this is the relation that is given to me. F dash of x is less than or equal to 2f of x for all x in the domain. That is x greater than or equal to 0. Greater than 0. Now on 0 to infinity, what can be said? On 0 to infinity, what can be said? That is what you will have to figure out. I will give you some time. It's a very good question because such kind of questions do come in IIT JEE Advanced very frequently. Okay? So such questions do come up in IIT JEE Advanced and JEE Mains quite frequently. So you guys must be ready to handle such questions. Okay? So now I'll tell you the approach. Please listen carefully, guys, all of you. So what do we have here? F of x is a non-negative differentiable function. Okay? So the first thing is I'll have to start working with this relation. So I have f dash of x minus 2 f of x is is less than or equal to 0. Okay? That is the relation that I have. Now I will multiply by e to the power minus 2x. So if I multiply by e to the power minus 2x, let's see what happens. And guys, this is a standard approach to solve these questions, so please keep that in mind. Okay? Now what I have here is actually the differential. What I have is nothing but the differential of e to the power minus 2x into f of x. Can you guys look at that and tell me whether it is correct or not? This is a crucial step in the entire question. These two are the most important steps in the question. Please note it down in case you are listening to it for the first time. Okay? So now, how does this come? This comes from product rule. Differential of u dot v is what? U v dash plus u dash. This is u dash v. Getting it? U v dash plus u dash v. That is why I wrote it in this manner. Okay? All of you comfortable with that? Very good, guys. Awesome. Now, this is nothing but derivative, right? So derivative of a function is less than or equal to 0 means what? Means e to the power minus 2x f of x is a decreasing function. Is a decreasing function. I hope all of you are aware, because by now even in your school, you should have completed application of derivatives. Okay? Guys, this is something which is taught in NCERT as well. So please be aware of increasing and decreasing, quite important. So what can I infer from here? Okay, it's a decreasing function. How does that give me the answer? The beauty is you can do a lot with this, guys. Okay. So let's look at the nature of decreasing functions. Okay. So we are having the graph between 0 to infinity, right? We are having the graph between 0 to infinity. So my graph is going to exist between here to here. Now it's a decreasing function. So let me give you a random example of a decreasing function. So decreasing function can look like this. Because it is starting from 0, it has to go downwards. So this is an example of decreasing function. This is an example of decreasing function, isn't it? It starts from 0. Why does it start from 0? Because f of 0 is 0. F of 0 is 0. So this at x equal to 0 will be what? E to the power minus 0 into 0, which will be 0. So at 0 it is 0, and after that it either has to be equal or lower. Why equal? Because it is not strictly decreasing. It is just a decreasing function. Note what I used. There is a difference between strictly decreasing and decreasing. Here I just said decreasing because equality is included. Okay. So that for that reason it is going to be coming down like this. It's an example. It can also be equal. It can also come like this. It can come like this. It can take time to come down. Everything is fine. But this is the general nature. So from the general nature, what can I say, guys? Can I say, since the domain is from 0 to infinity, can I say e to the power minus 2x f of x will always be less than or equal to e to the power minus 2 into 0 into f of 0? Because if I take any x here, if I take any x in the domain of the function, definitely the functional value at x will be lower than or equal to. Can you see the functional value? It will be lower than f of 0. Because it's a decreasing function. Not just lower, it can be equal also. Because you can have a function like this also. That is also totally valid. No problem in that. Okay. So I can say your functional value at x will be lower than or equal to functional value at 0. Indirectly I am saying at 0 this will have the maximum value. This will have the maximum value because for a decreasing function the starting point where it is decreasing, right? The starting point will be the maximum. After that it will come down and the ending point will be the lowermost value. Are you getting it? So it has to be like this. If the graph comes like this, starting point will be maximum, ending point will be minimum. Same logic. Starting point is maximum. So what is this? F of 0 is 0, isn't it? This is 0. So I get, let me write it down over here. I get e to the power minus 2x f of x is less than or equal to 0. And guys, we know that e to the power minus 2x is always positive. E to the power minus 2x is always positive. So I can neglect it. So what do I get? I get f of x is less than or equal to 0. That's a huge statement. Huge statement. Because the moment I get f of x is less than or equal to 0, I got the answer. We are just sitting right on top of it. Because your f of x is a non-negative function, guys. Non-negative means what? My f of x has to be greater than or equal to 0. But what did we get? We are getting the opposite. F of x has to be less than or equal to 0. So what is the only common point of intersection? The only common point of intersection is f of x has to be 0. That's it. Your f of x has to be 0. So it is a constant function. It is a constant function. So that will be my answer for this question. I hope all of you understood it. It's a very nice question, guys. Okay, so please go through it and let me know if you have any trouble understanding. I will help you out in the comments. Okay, perfect. So let us move and take down the homework question for today. I hope all of you are ready for it. Let's first check the answer. The answer for this is a constant function. I hope you guys have understood it. Any doubts, do let me know. However silly it might be, please do post it because I'll be happy to clear your doubts. And also the homework question solution, do let me know in the comments, guys. So the homework question for today is over here. I would like you guys to find out what is the range of the polynomial given over here. This is a very simple question, an application of derivative. Okay, so you have to find the range of the polynomial p of x is equal to 4x cube minus 3x as x varies over the interval minus half to plus half. Okay, so it's a very small interval. In that interval you have to figure out what is the range of this given polynomial. Okay guys, so please try to solve it. With that, let us conclude our session. So guys, we have a surprise for you. As I always keep sharing, we have the mock test series coming up. You can try to be a part of it, because as I said during the session, your KVPY exam this year is online and you need to be very used to the online platform. And how do you see one question after the other and still optimize your performance? So for that, you will have to be accustomed to it. We have 2 part tests which breaks down the entire syllabus into 2 small parts so that you guys can take it at your own pace. Then you have 3 full tests which are of the KVPY standard, and I'm sure all of you are aware KVPY standard questions are difficult to find because it's a government exam and you don't have many books publishing KVPY like questions. So that is hard to find. If you would like to get a feel of actual KVPY exam, you can be a part of this test as well. And you also get complete analysis of your report, how you perform with respect to your peers all over the country. That is also provided. And it's available for a very nominal price of 1000. Please check out the link which will be given, or you can go to the Vedantu website directly and register for this. Okay. And like I said, please check out the Telegram link if you would like to connect with the academic mentors and the teachers at Vedantu. It will be beneficial as you get assignments and good questions to discuss. Okay. So thank you guys for coming, and be regular. Try to be there for the next week's lecture 4. Again, we'll be continuing with calculus. And do like, share and subscribe, and share the news with all the friends in your school or coaching so that they'll also benefit from this. So take care. Bye bye. See you in the next one.